Literally every time I sit down to film, a dog starts barking and I'm like, why? Hey loves, it's me, Elizabeth Lauren, and welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I really hope y'all stick around and subscribe. It would seriously make my whole entire day. Are you done barking? I hope so. Alright, okay, yeah, cool. So in my last braces update, I talked about a lot of life changes going on, but I didn't want to get into too much detail. But today we're going to talk about that because a lot has been going on and it's kind of stressing me out a little bit, not gonna lie, and I'm really sad about it, but I'm trying to be positive and I just need to let y'all know what's going on because it's a lot. So me and my husband live on a Air Force base in Grand Forks, North Dakota, and I remember looking at this house 2 years ago and just feeling so happy and excited and blessed because the houses here are beautiful. The base here is really, really nice when it comes to housing. Hey love, so today is moving day. So this is it so far. Got a chandelier. This is the dining room area. This is the kitchen, which is awesome. It's got a pantry, dishwasher, all that. And I just remember being kind of amazed at having a house like this, a 2-story home, at only 20 years old. Like, that was really, really cool for me. And as sad as it was to leave Texas because it was my home, it was also really cool for me to go out on my own and make this place my home. And slowly it started to feel like it once I decorated and, you know, met people, and now we're moving. And I didn't think that I would be making a video like this anytime soon about us moving. I thought the next time we would move would either be to a new Air Force base or moving back home. But we're moving off base. And I really don't want to. And the reason we're moving off base is because Jeffrey wants to save money. And it's not like we're struggling with money or anything. Literally our only bill that's a little high is our truck payment, and everything else we've kind of cut back on. We've switched providers. We don't have cable anymore because we watch Hulu and Netflix, so we don't really need it. And our phone bill, we switched to Cricket. But we are trying to think of our future, or at least Jeffrey is. And I get asked a lot about housing and if you stay on base for free, which no, you don't. When you live on an Air Force base or when you live on a military base, you get a base housing allowance, BAH. And what they do is they take out money each month from that housing allowance that you get. So you never really see that money. You'll get paid twice a week.
What? I meant once every 2 weeks. Clearly, I don't know what I'm saying here.
And you'll also have your base housing allowance on top of that, but you never see that money leave your account. They just automatically take it each month, and it pays for basically your rent, your electricity, water, all that. So when you move off base, or if you decide to live off base, you actually do see that money. It goes into your account and they give you enough to pay for where you're staying. So any money that's left over, you can actually put into savings. And that's why Jeffrey wants to move off base. And even though we do good with our money, our savings hasn't really gone up since we've moved here. It's kind of just steadily stayed at the same amount. And we're trying to think of our future and trying to think of ways to build up our savings so that we can go on nice vacations and get a nice house someday. Like, I understand all of that. Like, I know this is gonna be a good thing, but I'm sad. I'm really, really sad because I love this house. I love being able to have a big yard for the dogs to play in, and I love my kitchen. My kitchen is literally my favorite place in the whole house. and I don't know, I'm just kind of sad. And that's also a reason why I sold my car, which I also talked about in my braces update. Basically, my car has been having issues since Jeffrey was deployed last year. It's been making a really loud noise to the point to where when I'm going into like a drive-through, I have to turn my car off just to order food. So yeah, I've been having a lot of issues with it. Plus I needed new tires because I got a slash in my tire, and I just didn't really drive it that much. And so Jeffrey decided to sell it. And it does suck because I don't want to have to like drive the truck, because that scares me. I do not like driving the truck unless I absolutely have to. And I also don't want to have to rely on Jeffrey to take me places when I could just drive myself, like to my dentist appointments and stuff. And I really wanted a job this year, that way I could actually contribute, because I'm tired of staying home all the time. Like, I don't know. I'm used to staying home because even when I lived with my parents, I didn't really go out unless it was with my friends or when I was in school and stuff. So I'm kind of used to that, but at the same time, it's like I really am tired of being home. I'm tired of being by myself all day, and it just gets really lonely sometimes. So I was kind of looking forward to getting a job and meeting people and at least having a little bit of human interaction so that I'm not like at home all the time. So yeah, we sold my car and it's gonna help with the move, and I'll get another car eventually, so it's not like a big deal. And I don't know, just thinking about the memories that I've made here and how my parents got to see my house for the first time, and thinking about when we got Nova here, and I don't know, this house just has a lot of memories. And I know it's temporary and we can't live here forever, obviously, I know that, and honestly I wouldn't want to live in North Dakota forever, but it's kind of sad. And I'm gonna miss the security on base and just feeling safe, and you know, being close to the commissary and all of that. It's gonna be kind of sad. There's also a lot that goes into moving off base, but before I get into that, I want to talk about why living off base might be a good alternative for you if you don't want to live on base. I actually did a video about the pros and cons of living on base, so if y'all would like to see that, I will link it down below. So the biggest thing to consider if you want to live off base is where the base is actually located and what the weather is like, because in North Dakota it snows a lot, and blizzards, and there's storms. Whoa, that's cool.
That was good.
And the Air Force Base is actually quite a bit of a drive from town, so you really have to think about, do I want to make this drive every day just to go to town, or do I want to stay on base because that's where everything is located? Or do I want to live maybe a town over and drive a little bit longer but have a maybe better experience? I don't know, it's something to think about, because a lot of spouses actually do like to live off base. So one of the most annoying things about living on base, in my opinion, is going through the gate every single day. And I know that gate is there to keep us safe, and I really respect security forces for having to come out in the cold all the time, you know, just to see your ID and everything. I understand that. But it does get really annoying when you just want to get home. Let's say you just got groceries and you're trying to get home, or you've just had a long day. It does kind of get annoying, especially if you kind of have a little bit of anxiety like I do, and social anxiety, and you don't really feel like being like, hi, here's my ID, awkward silence, thanks, have a good day, you know? But it's not that big of a deal. I mean, For some people, they're just like used to it. But I mean, it can get annoying sometimes. Also, you have to deal with neighbors that like to call security forces all the time, which me and Jeffrey have to deal with that. Literally, people will call security forces because your dog is barking. Never mind the fact that you live on an Air Force base, you live in a neighborhood where tons of people like dogs, especially young couples or families that want to get a house pet. Like, that's something you should expect. And I just don't understand why someone's first thought is to call security forces instead of knocking on their neighbor's door and being like, hey, can you let your dog in? Plus, we live in North Dakota where dogs are inside all the time, and when they do get to go outside, they get excited. Like, I know my dogs love the snow, but sometimes it gets so cold to where there's like icicles on their face from being out there for less than 5 minutes, and it can be a little miserable being inside all day. So it's not necessary. Like, I don't know why people do that. And I'm not saying that it doesn't get annoying having a dog bark for hours, which in that case, yeah, I could understand maybe you calling, but still, at least try to talk to your neighbor first. Like, that's all I'm saying. Because just try to be courteous of other people, and if there's a problem, try to be an adult about it and go to them instead of calling security forces all the time. So yeah. And another reason you might want to consider living off base is if you want to separate your home life from your workplace, because when you live on base, you're more likely to get called into work. So Jeffrey's job is mission essential. So whenever it snows, Jeffrey gets called in way more than people who live off base, because for them, they have to drive in the snow. The roads might be bad, but if you live on base, you're already here. So Jeffrey does get called in quite a bit. And I mean, the military is a lifestyle and that's part of his job, but it can be a little annoying, especially if he's already worked a long day and then he comes home for maybe a couple hours and has to come right back in. Another thing is sometimes people like to drop by your house or drive by your house and see that you're home and is like, hey, let's hang out, when some days you just need a little bit of you time and you don't really feel like doing anything. And I'm the type of person that likes to be considerate of others, and if someone wants to hang out, I try to make plans days before so that it's not like a last minute thing. But if you have neighbors that literally work in your shop, then I mean, sometimes people want to come over at random times. And that's just something to think about, because I can understand if you want to spend a little bit of time by yourself or with your family and you don't want to be bothered when you're at home, because it happens on base a lot. So now let's talk about moving off base and why it is so stressful and time consuming, because it is. So I don't know about other bases, but for sure this base you have to put in a 30-day notice, which we already did. So we'll be moving out at the end of the month. And before we can move out, we actually have a whole list of things to do. So fun. And I'm not gonna go through every single thing because there's so much, but it's a lot. Not to mention, they give you a whole list of things that you have to pay for if something's broken, damaged, missing, etc. So it's a lot. But some of the things you have to do is remove any pictures off the walls, any nails, stuff like that. You have to clean the blinds, clean all the light bulbs, pick up your backyard, repaint your walls. You have to get your carpet cleaned if you have pets. So we're gonna have to do that really soon. There's just so much that you have to do that I'm literally stressed out about, because we move in a couple weeks and I haven't even started packing yet. Jeffrey has, but me, no. I'm still in like denial. So yay. And this is the list of things that you may possibly have to pay for if something's damaged. So for example, if you have any stains on your carpet, that's $65 you have to pay for stain removal. Also, pet waste removal, $150. That's why when you move into a house on base, make sure to take videos and pictures of everything that you see. Any damages, any bent blinds, any scuff marks on the walls, any carpet or floor that's messed up. Make sure to take as many pictures as you can, because housing will try to make you pay for it and it can get really expensive. So yeah, make sure you take pictures, because if you don't, you possibly could have to pay for stuff that you didn't even do. And I'm sorry if I was being a little dramatic in my braces update video. It's just, I'm really emotional, and I was really emotional that day about moving, and I'm gonna miss this place. Like, it makes me so sad. I love it here. Like, it's the only thing in North Dakota that I love, and now I can't have it anymore. I will be doing a part 2 to this video showing us moving out and what we've packed up so far, because my house right now is a wreck with boxes everywhere. So make sure to check that out, because I'll be showing the new place and us moving in, and I'll do a house tour showing y'all what the new place looks like. So expect that really soon. Thank y'all so much for watching, and thank you for letting me vent, because I like to do these videos to just let y'all know what's going on with me, and hopefully let y'all see a little bit more into my life and get to know me a little bit more, and you know, just to vent, because that makes me feel so much better just sitting down talking to y'all. Also, because I'm moving, expect my video schedule to be a little off. I don't know when we're gonna have Wi-Fi at the new place and when we're turning off the Wi-Fi here. I also don't know what we're packing up yet, and you know, it's gonna be a long process. So if I don't have any videos up, I'm really sorry, but I will try really hard to get videos up very soon. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe. It would seriously make my whole entire day. Thank y'all again so much for watching, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, loves.